Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGeek webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is enriching your SharePoint applications by using Windows Azure Data Market. And this is the fifth session in the cloud computing series that we have going on at TechGeek. Our guest speaker today is Mr. Girija Prasad Nanda, Lead Education and Research at Infosys Limited. Mr. Girija gathers an overall experience of 10 plus years in the areas of information technology and engineering, Microsoft related technologies, SharePoint, and Windows Azure are his key areas of work. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Mr. Girija.
Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome for the session on enriching your SharePoint applications by using Windows Azure Data Market. Our agenda goes like this. We'll be talking about marketplace as a whole. Then we'll talk about Windows Azure Data Market. Further to that, we'll be discussing about SharePoint applications, especially its Excel web services, which is nothing but the business intelligence. Then we'll be fetching data from Windows Azure Data Market by using one add-in that is used for Excel services. Okay, so essentially one Excel add-in. Further to that, we'll be talking about how we can integrate our data market data sets into our Excel services. Once it is integrated with your Excel services, we'll be talking about how to analyze, how to slice it, how to dice it, then how we'll be publishing it to your SharePoint, and how we'll be including that into your various parts. So starting with marketplace as a whole, so sale of data is ancient. We can take one instance. Reuter Agency was established in Britain by Paul Reuter and existed even in 19th century, which was
Can you please be Mr. Loud, Mr. Girija?
Serving your bank.
Hello, can you please be Mr.
Okay.
Please be loud? Your voice is not clear.
Okay. So in Britain, Reuter Agency, is it audible now? Moini,
Please be a bit more loud.
Moini, am I audible now?
Yeah, you can continue.
Hello?
Yeah, you're audible now. Please continue.
Okay. So essentially in 19th century, Paul Reuter established one agency called Reuter Agency, okay, which was covering commercial news, service banks, business firms, and brokerage houses. So the online information providers and consumers are mushrooming day by day, right? So which increases the need of scaling out of the data services, and this need is fulfilled by providing data online from your publishers to consumers by online marketplaces. Usually, when data is offered online, it is presumed that accessibility is easier, hence more users will be there for buying and selling, and still there are some difficulties in online marketplaces, out of which some of the major concerns we'll be discussing here, like there must be online customers to buy data. Nowadays, most of the data are free. Hence, collecting money for the data may not be always feasible if you're talking from the seller's point of view. Second, there must be valid data available online to be bought. Most of the time, the data is private to an organization and sharing of that is not advisable. Then in these scenarios, selling of data is not at all possible. Third, developers, analysts are also to be there to consume this data in applications. They should be able to get the data easily, which end users are requiring for. And what are the different usefulness of your marketplace? Let's say I want to use one application to visit to a particular place by road, and I need to know the source and destination only. Let's say I'm going to develop that particular application. Later on, let's say I want to know the weather of the cities I would pass by. Then I would add the weather application to my apps. Then later, I want to find the shortest route to that particular destination. So I need to have the map information for that particular city. So essentially, I am using many data sets such as weather information, map information, etc. for my application. So one possible solution is a marketplace where I can get all the information for the creation of my application. Developers are the major consumers of this particular marketplace. Let's take another practical example of analytics. Let's say we have some consumers' information which is captured when they access a particular site. What we can do is we can add IP addresses to know from where customers are trying to access this particular data. If you add another data such as geographic information to it along with the economic data, we can come to know the buying power of the customers at different geographies. This provides more valuable information as earlier, right? So marketplaces are essentially useful to help to discover and compare the data. They provide processed data which is there after thorough formatting and processing. Hence the data is ready to be used. Marketplaces provide an interface which helps wide access of data across geography. Now coming to our point of discussion, which is Windows Azure Data Market. It's difficult to move the data always to the computation, right? So big data principle states that it's easy to take the computation near to the data. This facilitates the combination of cloud computing with the data market. So Microsoft has also integrated its cloud computing facility with the data market, and this was launched in 2010. Dallas was the code name for the cloud service which provides global marketplace for web services, for data, and for web analytics. This makes it convenient for the consumers to locate the data, analyze it, and integrate into the documents, Excel workbooks, Power Pivot, databases, etc. Developers can use the web services to consume the data, and this uses a standard protocol called OData for accessing the data by querying and updating. This is made possible by using other technologies such as HTTP, JSON to access the application services, stores, etc. This also provides a billing infrastructure, and Dallas works as an intermediary between your data consumers such as your office applications and custom desktop clients. We can handle authentications for your data market by using your access control service, popularly known as ACS. Essentially, Windows Azure Data Market helps in discovering, purchasing, and managing the premium data subscriptions. This is a market where information and applications are bought and sold. Windows Azure provides both trusted public data and commercial data which are easy to discover, buy, and analyze. This is a place, or you can say global online market to buy and sell your software as a service applications and datasets, and you can place your